Hey guys, Sublord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Earthrise Voyager class Starscream, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain, because he, unlike some people, doesn't dishonor trades. So I will leave a link in the description below to his Instagram. Head on over there, give him a follow, let him know Overlord sent ya. Now, cutting right to the chase, getting into the meat and taters of this review, taking a look-see at all Starscream has to offer in terms of accessories. Why don't we have a couple guesses as to what those could be, huh? Alright, who am I kidding? It's Null Rays. 2 Null Rays, because he is a Seeker. They all come with those. Same exact weapons as Thundercracker and Skywarp. And after having this guy, now having a complete triumvirate of Seekers, I still gotta ask why they felt the need to update this mold. Other than the arms, which they could have easily just swapped out from the bicep down, I really don't get the update. Of course, I don't have the new Seeker mold, so I can't really judge it, but this is perfectly adequate for a G1 representation of the characters. So, yeah, taking a closer look at him, though. Again, it's the same as Skywarp and Thundercracker from yesterday. Again, check that review out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. But it's just in Starscream color, so he's got the red, he's got the white. Does he have black arms or blue arms? I honestly can't remember. I feel like he's had both at this point. He's got the black helmet with the dark gunmetal face. Actually, I think that's a silver face. They usually don't give him the gunmetal face, do they? But at any rate, it's a very nice figure. Looks like G1 Starscream. I like it a lot. I do have the, is it Tetrajet version of this guy from Siege. I got that from the late great Mama Overlord for Christmas right before the pandemic, and I liked that figure. I gotta tell you, I think these Earthrise ones are a little bit better, especially from an articulation standpoint. So as far as his articulation goes, his head is on a ball peg. You could look up and down a little bit. You could tilt a little bit and rotate. Shoulders will go out, back down, he'll rotate forward and back. He's got a bicep swivel, like I mentioned. This one did pop out on mine, but I did have to, all I had to do was pop that back in. Single jointed elbow. His wrists are on weird hinges. This is the only point that I don't get. Why not just have him rotate, but whatever. Or fold into the arm, like that's so weird. Like the arm doesn't open, so they fold in there. It's just a solid piece. Waist twist, I don't think he's got that going on. No. He does have like a skirt that will flip up, so you can kick his legs forward and back, and then you can kick them out, back down. He does have a thigh swivel, as well as a single jointed knee, with some pretty decent ankle tilt. And not so much forward and back, although he does kind of have a toe joint here that bends the opposite way. But that is Starscream in a nutshell. His wings can also move. I would say when you're transforming this guy, just pop these off. They kind of just pop off anyways. But as far as attaching his Null Rays, of course they attach to the shoulders here. Just plug them in like that. Like, there it is, that, and you're ready to go. He's ready to blast some Autobot scum from the sky. Let's fold his crotch down. But yeah, I like this figure. And not for nothing, Evil Villain is going to hook up the Earthrise Soundwave, so we'll look at him at some point. But one thing I will tell you guys is I hope you're not going to miss the old intro music, because after a couple of videos here, that is retired. I'm switching to the Overdrive Overlord music from my good buddy Monster of Blood Bath Lagoon Or as Evil Villain likes to call it, holy crap, it's cold in here. Because, of course it is. It's upstate New York. What do you expect? Although it's not very cold right now because of all those wildfires in Canada, but at any rate. We bring in our 2 regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith, who's always dropping his mace. That's one thing that I'll probably never change because I'm too lazy to heat that hand up and tighten the grip on it. But there you go. There he is. And then, of course, we have the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and much like Skywarp and Thundercracker, who, again, we took a look at yesterday, so please check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. I quite like this Earthrise version of Starscream here, and really don't understand why the fine folks over at Hasbro had to update the Seeker mold. Sure, having wrist articulation and not hollow biceps is nice, but other than that, I really don't understand what the point of that is, especially when they didn't even bother to update my boy Shockwave. Once again, the purple Cyclops with a gun arm gets the shaft, man. So, with that being said, before we wrap this sucker up, why don't we move right along and get Starscream transformed and take a closer look at his vehicle mode. And as promised, here we have good old Starscream in his jet mode, which is exactly the same as both Skywarp and Thundercracker, who we took a look at yesterday. Again, check that review out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. But here's the top, here's the bottom. No rays plug into the wings. I don't notice any landing gear, but I honestly can't remember if Skywarp and Thundercracker had that or not. So that's neither here nor there. But at any rate, yeah, I like these Earthrise Seekers. I don't know why they felt the need to upgrade them other than, give them wrist swivel and biceps in our hollow, but that's the nature of Transformers, at least according to Evil Villain. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.